Hey, everybody. Welcome to a very special episode of Unsealed and Revealed. Yes, claps, clap, books. Yeah, those are my books that are clapping. My name is Jeff May, and I am so excited to be bringing you this episode. And with me, as always, I have six-scale expert and all-around hardworking guy to know, Guy Klender. Guy, how you doing? Say hi.
I'm doing well, everybody. How are you?
Okay, that's enough. I said just say hi. You didn't have to go so. I'm glad. I'm really glad. I'm so excited that we get to do that. And over there on the ones and twos, you will see the amazing, fantastic moderator, Cassidy. Cassidy, how's it going over there?
Hello, it's going fantastic.
Well, I like that. That makes me feel good. I'm very excited about this episode because we have the Hulkbuster Deluxe version 6 scale by Hot Toys, which Guy clearly has over on his side. So that's pretty exciting. Now, this is great. For those of you who don't know, we are live right now on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and the Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group. And if you don't know, the Let Your Geek Sideshow Facebook group is an awesome community with Sideshow exclusive news and giveaways like the Unextraordinary Unboxing, which ends this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where you, that's right, you, can enter to win the Iron Man Mark XLIII 6 scale by Hot Toys. Check that out at facebook.com/sideshow/groups/exclamation point. And we will also be going live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every day with the giveaway in every episode. And you can go to our social channels like at Sideshow Collectibles on Instagram or at Collect Sideshow on Twitter to see the schedule of shows. Now, speaking of social media, I'm hearing some beeps in my head and I love it. Now, speaking of social media, tomorrow is National Superhero Day, and we'll be holding a suit-up bake-off challenge called Capes and Cakes on our social media channels to win the Batman animated series statue. Such an amazing statue. I love it. I have one in my place and it is dope. And Cassidy is going to drop a link to the instructions for that giveaway. So Cassidy's going to take care of that. So that's pretty cool. And wouldn't you know it, I have even more things to give away because I am a addict to giving away free stuff. Now we have a Spidey Sense challenge going over on TikTok right now where you can win the Spider-Man Advanced Suit 6 scale by Hot Toys. Cassidy is going to drop another link for instructions on that giveaway.
I am.
And in case you're not sick of giveaways yet, it turns out that we're actually going to be giving away $100 in Sideshow reward points during this show. Think of it essentially as a $100 gift card. The rewards points will be given away through a Gleam contest that Cassidy will be dropping a link. How many times can I say Cassidy will be dropping a link? We have so much cool stuff to give away. Cassidy, how many links can you put in there?
I guess we'll find out.
So many. Later in this episode, now this contest ends tonight at midnight. I love that we're doing these Gleam contests until midnight. That means the people that are watching now are the ones that are going to get the benefit, and I like that a lot. It used to be all the way till Friday. Now you pretty much have to be watching live, so I love that. How about this, too? I have been authorized to have a secret code that counts for 1,000 entries at some point during the show today, live, so make sure that you're listening for that because I will drop it eventually. Now let's take a look at this big bad boy right here. Guy, I need you to show me this thing because this has been the talk of the town since you got this in the mail. I'm very excited that we get to take a look at it. So Guy, without further ado, take over, bud.
All righty. Now, the box that comes with this guy is about 28 by 28 by 1 foot deep and weighs about 30 some pounds. Okay, it is a very, very heavy box. This is the kind of thing with the figure as well as the box and stuff. If you have somebody to help you with it, that's preferable. We're going to take this outer sleeve off. This is just going to slide up and off. And then you're going to have two individual boxes underneath. Okay? You have one that is your figure to the right-hand side. and the other is your deluxe, which is your Jackhammer Arm and your Veronica right there, okay? Inside here, on the very front, down below, this black shield here is going to be your instruction manual, as well as your bust for the Mark 43, and some of the other chest elements that put the 43 inside. Now, I've taken that out. Here we are.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That thing is just...
He is massive. He's absolutely massive.
It is massive, and just as a heads up, because I know, it's my job to do it. This is the Hulkbuster that was popularized during Avengers: Age of Ultron. We saw this is dealt to deal with the Hulk in case things go awry. And spoiler alert, they might go awry. Spoiler alert on this years-old film. Anyway, I'm not. People don't care about what I have to say. I just had to say that. So back to the toy.
So I'm going to stand up for this because he is massive. He stands at over 2 feet high. He's about 26 inches. He's also about 24 pounds. When I attach the jackhammer on him, he actually goes up about another 8 ounces. Now, I want to talk about him head to toe, and then we're going to try and move the camera in to show you just some of the detail work. There is not a section on here that's not been given some type of paint deal, be that small scratches, pitting, aging. It's absolutely amazing what they've done with it. All right, so let's take a look. Inside that top box, you're also going to have the 2 side arms. I want to first show off that he does light up. There are 32 batteries that come in this one here.
32 batteries.
32 batteries, different sizes. I cannot stress enough the instruction book. Make sure you read that through a few times. Even something this large, because of the research and development that's gone into it, because of all of the ways in which the interior opens up and all, you're still going to want to be delicate and careful, but you will be amazed at all he can do. Sideshow has also been fantastic. You can take a look, and that is also a PDF file you can take a look at on the site, and that's always a nice thing to have a backup of those. So now I'll talk a little bit about the light up points, and what the heck, we'll light them up. First, you have one inside the helmet. All right, and let's light that one up right now. Now, once I get them all lit up, we'll turn down the lights a little bit. Okay, so you have your first one right there in the head. My next 2 are on the back calves. I'm going to spin them around so you can see. These will come off, and you've got your 2 light up points here and here. They're going to light the back, the ones in the front, and then the thrusters on the side. With all of the places in which they light, every one of the elements has been given in either an R or an L that is stamped into it, so you know where to put them back on.
Yeah, this thing is so massive in scale, and it's just...
It's massive in scale. The other thing I will say about, and the reason I had him out of the box and didn't pull him out of the box to show you, is he is definitely the kind of thing you're going to want somebody else there to help you out with. If you lay it down and lift it up, it's a little cumbersome. However, if you have it standing straight up, one person will hold the back and the other kind of lift it out. Be nice and careful with your figure. All right, next up is one that lights a lot of the elements, and that's right here in the back. And kind of lift over here. This element, magnetic. All right. A lot of the pieces on this particular figure are done with magnets. What's great about that is you know that they're going to go into the right spot. Your battery compartment's right there. Let's light this up. You get your 4 repulsors.
Jeez, look at that.
On the side are lit, and it also does one in the chest area as well. my next couple are going to be in the hands. Now, I'm going to move this up. This will also light. Here in the hand on the top, you remove this and you've got your battery compartment there. As I said, this is time consuming just to put in the batteries. Is a heck of a thing.
Yeah, how long did it take you to put the batteries in, Guy?
Well, I will say between this and you have some that go into the armament, the Jackhammer Arm, and into the Mark 43 bust, it was about an hour of just solid battery time. And that was to make sure that everything was perfect.
That's impressive.
Really, really impressive to see. All right, now I've lit up the hands and the other. I want to just now these side hands here can all move and lift up. He has one of these. This is the arm that, of course, he loses, but this will open here. Got the two little probes that dropped here. This, and you see there's light in that one as well.
For those of you that are just joining us, we are watching Guy deal with the Iron Man Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron, the 6-scale Hulkbuster from Hot Toys. I mean, this thing is unbelievable. The sheer scale of this is just absolutely breathtaking, in case you can't tell. And just watching him go through this is a treat. I'm so excited.
Turn them all the way up. Now we've turned the lights off as much as we can here to show them off.
Well, that's good. It looks pitch black in there.
But exactly. But it gives you an idea. Now the next thing, what I'm going to do here is she's going to help me bring the camera a little closer. We're going to go kind of top to bottom for the figure, and then we're going to open them up and show what the Mark 43 can look like inside. All right.
Now, one of the interesting things about this too is, as I know you said that of the things it comes with, that you can actually, if you have the Mark 43, is it correct that you could actually put the Hot Toys 6-scale Mark 43 in this piece?
Hot Toys Mark 43 in here. Now, if you do that, inside your packaging with your instructions are going to be 2 sleeves. Okay. They're like a neoprene, and those are going to go over the leg of your Mark 43 for when you slide it down in there, that those do not get damaged. However, it also comes with this bust. All right, I'm going to pre-light this guy here. It's pretty similar to what we've seen in the other, where the face shield and the other will go back. We're going to light up the front. You have this magnet that's here on the back, and that's going to go inside and lock them together. You're going to see how that goes. Remove the face shield, remove the upper part of the head. There is our on switch. Yeah, he's
wow. This thing is just too much, man. It is so impressive.
I was one of these people who, when they first announced it at Comic-Con, thought, oh boy. And it was a very, very long time in development, so much that I was a naysayer and thought, well, that's never going to happen, and canceled. So now the opportunity to have this in a deluxe and to finally have it is great. So what we're going to do now is kind of move the camera in, and I'm going to talk about it from top to bottom. So forgive me for having to move around, but it's a 2-foot tall guy.
Yeah, it's 2 feet tall and what, 24 pounds?
26.
26. Oh, I was way off. I'm so sorry.
Way off. So let's just take a look. When you're looking at, like I said, all of the pitting, all of the scratching, and everything else, your neck cowl is going to lift. We're just going to start that first part up. Now then here, you have 2 on the side, and they are held in by magnets. Again, they have an R and an L on there. Those lift up first. Next places where it can move, here on the shoulder. You've got these that'll lift up, but they also pull all the way out to the side and drop down. Okay? You'll be able to do that for more posing, more positions, and also when you're going to switch out that arm. Next up, you can lift up the head and take a look there. But even this will lift up and open. Next, we're going to open up the chest. Now, I've talked about little popsicle sticks, or if you have a sharper fingernail, great. You're going to lift up these ones here. The lower ones are hinged and drop down. These upper ones are on a ball joint. I'm going to move those up and out of the way like so. Okay, let's take a look a little more at just how much detail. And we're going to pan down toward that chest element. And you see how open up. Now this chest element here, the one on the right-hand side, can be swapped out for a battle damaged. Okay. Early in the fight with the Hulk, he smashes one on there. Now then, even here, even these are articulated. Even the lower part of the helmet is articulated. Crazy with what you can do with that. Now I'm going to move this up and out of the way. There are magnets that hold it into place. There is a large chest piece that comes off like this. There are magnets here, and they attach onto here and here. Okay, that's their magnet point. You'll lift those out of the way. I'm going to lift this back, and the neck cowl is also magnetic, and that will come up and off. Then I have this inner one, also magnetically held, and it comes off. Now let's take a look right inside. I'm going to
get in there, Guy.
Turn on my little headlamp light to put a little light in there.
There it is. Classic Guy move, over-prepared.
Yes, I will say that anytime when you're doing the batteries, or also when I'm going to do the swap out for you, it is in your best interest to have a magnetic screwdriver. If you can't find one, there are plenty of online tutorials on how to do it, which is basically all you need is a magnet. There's our Mark 43 in there. Take a look at the figure inside.
Okay.
Okay. So then I take and drop this point. You can hear how it'll clamp into the right position. And drop the upper portion down, magnetic that in. Two side chests will pull in. You'll magnetically hear that snap into place. He puts his helmet down, brings up the neck cowl like so. These babies will go up. On the front, there is a little plastic piece. You can remove these. You'll unscrew the little back point and slide up. Now it is your choice whether or not you want to have that little dot there. It's just to help it position a little better. Up on these upper shoulder ones, there's a little hook. That hook will go underneath, down, and lock in. I move it over, underneath, lock down, put my two magnets on there, boom. Okay, so let's pull a little farther back so you can see them like so. Okay, so that means that I've got a 43 inside. The same way you would do it if you had the full figure, down below is a whole cavity for the figure. Myself, I'm not going to take my 43 and put in there because, as you see, that bust shows just what he can do. But it is a neat option that you have to be able to do that. We've seen in some of the promo videos or photos him kind of hanging out and standing up above it, which is also pretty darn neat. So I want to come in here and spin it around. I'm going to turn off the little light there. I won't need that again until I switch out our arm. So let's take a look at some of what we're going to have on here. By having that move off, this gives us a little more play in how high we can take up the arms.
Speaking of the arms, we have a lot of questions and a lot of love for the Jackhammer Arm on YouTube.
That is the
We have a
deluxe.
lot of people asking about that one. Yeah.
We are going to get into that right now. Because what I
Nice.
want to is show everybody how it goes on to this particular one. So without further ado, we're going to move over and drop down and talk about the Hulkbuster Deluxe Arm right over here. And then once it's on, we're going to do another head to toe. So let's take a look.
Let's do that. And as you're doing that, as a reminder, in case you are just joining us on this episode of Unsealed and Revealed, Guy is taking a look at the Iron Man Hulkbuster 6 scale from Hot Toys. This baby from Age of Ultron is utterly unbelievable. The size and scale of this thing is just overwhelming to a point. I am really enjoying that. And don't forget, we will be giving away $100 worth of rewards points on here. We'll be doing the Gleam contest. And again, international laws do state that this is for U.S. only. We're so sorry. It's not our fault. But that being said, I'm very excited that we are going to be diving into this. The arm is what we have all been waiting for. So, Guy, why don't you do us a favor and why don't you pull up that arm?
All right, here we go. So this is foam packed as well. It's going to have your deluxe version embossed on the styrofoam. Inside, here's what you're going to have. The upper part, you're going to have 6 batteries. You have a very important and very special tool. You have the Veronica, or the Hulk probe, as well as a little stand for it. I'm going to move that off to the side. You're going to have the Jackhammer Arm, and right below that, I'm calling it the ring arm, or the one that'll hold his Hulk's hand. We're going to take this out. I'm going to take this other out. We're going to move
It's going to hold his hand.
Hold his hand.
That's so sweet.
And show what he does. This is another incredible one. I'm going to turn the lights on him, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the articulation on this, and then I'll switch it out to the ring arm. And then we're going to get into what everybody is really interested and concerned about is how does it attach to my big Hulkbuster? All right. First up, like on
That's
the other
all people will talk about.
Yes.
That's all they're talking about today.
That's all all in the news. I've read all the news outlets are saying, how are we going to get this arm on the Hulk?
How we get
Buster armor.
Let's look at our first point, which is here. When I talked about those batteries, 3 of them are going to go right here. I love this on this figure. I loved it on the design of the character, and now to see it in this scale is that honeycomb design. I don't know if we can move the cameras close enough for you to see just how that looks. It's such an interesting detail, and this has been done at a few places on the character. The next is going to be on the hand, and that is underneath here. Let's fire that up. Again, that really neat honeycomb effect. All right. The 2 fingers and thumb are all individually articulated. You can move any way you like. Of course, most people are probably going to do the go to sleep punch that we know from the film. So yes, of course, you can do that.
Try not to punch your toys too hard, though.
Yes.
That's not. I wouldn't suggest using your investment to beat up your other investment.
For those who've had the Hulkbuster and have an Age of Ultron Hulk, the fact that now you can do that amazing scene where the 2, look at that. Its fist and my fist are really not. That's how big.
That's not. God, the scale and scope of that thing is just so massive.
Now here we go. Jackhammer effect here, and the next jackhammer effect is the main portion right there. All right. Here on the elbow, it is an articulated piece. All right. That allows for you to be able to bend and position. And then on this front panel here, where it's going to bend at the crink of the elbow, this piece not only lifts, but also moves up and down. Okay, it's fully articulated. So it'll be there. Oh. And once he's on, I also have the ability to swivel. All right. So just really, really crazy what you can do with him. Now, before I switch it out to the ring arm, are there any questions, Cassidy?
We actually have quite a few questions. So someone wants to know, Jeff Weepert from Facebook wants to know, does the bust have to be completely removed to turn off those lights?
Yes. The bust has 2 light points. The one is going to be in the head. You'll remove the top portion and the faceplate. That is your first. And the other is on the back of it. Now, however, it is a very easy magnet hold on there. It just drops right in. You don't really have to lift the whole head off. The head is a detachable piece, but you do not have to do that with it. And I'll show that again, okay? Because when I'm going to switch these arms out, I do have to open up the chest again. So we'll remove the 43 as well. So now I want to show you how we're going to switch out from the jackhammer portion of the arm to the ring arm, all right? Now you have a piece right here that goes over it, 4 little push points, 4 little rubberized rings. Inside are going to be 2 screw points. Now this here is a metal shaft that holds it on. Now I use, like I said, that magnetized screwdriver, particularly when I'm using tiny screws like that. Nothing's really more frustrating than dropping something in and going where the heck.
Yeah, now's not the time to be a maverick about what you're using for your screwdriver. Get a magnetized screwdriver for this.
So let's take a look. This is the metal shank that'll go in. All right, a heavy little guy, and it's got those 2 screws. Then this just slides right out. Okay, what this is going to allow us to do is not only switch out the arm, but because the upper armature will stay the same. If you have this on your Hulkbuster and you say, well, I want to switch to the ring, I finally, I want to pose them with the Hulk when I'm holding the arm, you can do it once they're on the figure, all right? So then what we do is we're going to take our replacement arm. We want to pull back on the little covering, slide in like so. There's only one way that it'll go in, so you're going to know that you've got it in there correctly. Okay.
The engineering on this thing is just so impressive.
That's what really gets you. Okay, drop that in, and we're going to then screw those in. I knew we were going to have to show you a lot of stuff today, and that was one thing I was like, my goodness, it's like I'm doing a workshop.
Yeah, no, it's really impressive. It's when you look at this, and I know you said that you went through the instructions as you are wont to do, but a special shout out to the creative team who built this thing, because the amount of time and effort that it looks like it went into making this thing work the way we've been hoping for is out of control. I mean, it's so good. Now
that we're here, I do want to also show off. So you take a look at how big this is, and that pitting down on kind of the brass, all of the gears, the lighting. And then what's neat is that we finally get the Hulk probe, or what is referred to as the Veronica, as well. And this is a really neat, the send me a, give me a hand. There's a little stand for it. It's got 4 little prongs that'll then hold underneath and then go onto a little stand. It's really a neat thing, because I didn't remember that it actually floats behind. I'm going to just set that next to it. It floats behind in the background. I'm putting it over by where the Hulkbuster is. Now, here's the important thing to show you. This is one of the things that you definitely cannot lose, misplace, anything like that, is this right here. Okay, that's going to come with an inside that first tray. Okay, there's your Veronica and the stand and all, but it's this little guy right here. And this is for changing out the arm. And we're going to do that right now. I'm going to move over, and we're going to open up Hulk again. All right. So for the person who was curious about the 43, we're going to see that again right now. Okay. First up, anytime you're opening it, I remove two magnet parts, lift up my back neck. I can lift up the head here. Here, I'm going to lift up these plates, drop this one down. I'm going to lift this up. Now, these two top shoulder plates, the ones that I'm opening up now, are a little ball socket. All right. And in order to do this arm, I actually have to remove it. Okay. Now, you can see it's a little ball and socket. It is allowing that to move all the ways I need it. Make sure you get it directly back in and pop it in. It might take a little bit of time. All right, now I'm going to have to put on my little headgear so I can show off this. Right here is where we're going to be working. All right, that's this right here. Do you see the little screw there? Can everybody see that? Yeah. As long as Jeff May can use it. All right.
Yeah.
With that one there, we're going to unscrew it. This is, again, the reason I said make sure you've got a screwdriver you trust on there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long, delicate screw. There's our little screw right there.
Oh, look at that little guy.
Oh, look at that.
Little guy. Now, here's
Oh,
where
he's a little guy.
you don't want to be you want to be delicate, but don't be freaked out by it. Down here, if you can see, let's take a look straight on. See, there's a little notch down below. I'm going to take this notch on there, place it in, and you hold it with one hand like so. Okay? I have gone and moved back the shoulder plate. You're then taking and rocking the arm back and forth, and it will remove like so.
This is a reminder to read the instructions again.
Yes.
Like scary. There's going to be that sound of plastic moving that you go, I don't know if that's right. Let's take a look at how it looks without. Now you might even want to display it that way because he did have it ripped off by the Hulk at one point.
That's how I'm going to pose it.
Yeah, exactly. Arm free. All right. So let's take a look. Sorry if I'm standing in front of the corner. I would like to shout out to my lovely assistant helping me to film this here. Okay.
Solid camera work. Solid shout out.
What you're going to see here is 3 screws and a peg. Okay, there's only one way that this will go in. What I suggest we do is when you remove your original arm, have it in a downward position, okay, in its, let's say, static pose position, a straight down. That way, when you're putting your new one in, you know that you're going to be putting it in the right way, okay? Still, I'm going to use that small little tool there, put that in, and push until the arm, oh, the squeaky sounds of plastic. This is where you go, oh, am I doing this right? There's only one way. You'll know it will go all the way in. Okay.
God, it's just so, like, the size of it and the scope of it is just so impressive. I'm blown away. Every time we cut to Guy doing a thing, I'm like, well, that seems like a very, I don't want to say complicated because it doesn't seem complicated, but it's so intricate that it just is blowing me away. And then I see his hand holding it, and I'm like, oh, this thing is huge.
It's massive. So I am making sure I'm lining it up.
A lot of people want to know about the weight of this and how the weight distributes and if it's easy to pose just standing up. Like Matt Bolger on Facebook was interested in Adriana Gonzalez, I believe, on the Facebook group.
You are interested in, once I switched out the arm, is it heavier? Is that the question? Or just
in general?
No, he's not difficult to pose. I want to talk a little bit about where he's got his points of articulation. All right, I hope everybody can see that now. I'm trying to move my head down to illuminate that for you. Boom. Screw that back in. There we go. And there we have that one. All right. Somebody wanted to see again how we open up for the Mark 43. So let's do that. Okay, drop down these two front panels. This piece here is going to be in the front foam section. It's got two little screws, and you kind of clink the two together. You'll unscrew here, move the hook up around the other, and then tighten them both down. Okay, so that'll come off there. I'll then remove neck cowl. I'll lift these out here, and then take it out here. All right. So it's a bit of work, but obviously, if you're gonna keep them in a lit manner, you're probably gonna leave them there. If you're gonna keep it closed, I would shut these batteries off to give them more life.
I would say that you wouldn't want to have this piece and not have it be kind of a project. I feel like that's
it is a project piece.
But there's a safety in that. There's like making sure that everything is stable, that everything's being held in place, that your toys aren't getting messed up, or the little bits and the pieces, or if you're using the Mark 43, to make sure that these things are going to be protected. If this is a piece that is an investment, you 100% don't want it to be just the easiest thing to do.
Right. Now, so there's the Mark 43 lit. Because I want to do a little head to toe later on of all of it, all lit up. Now that I had removed the head, there is a ball joint to the head on the bust. Now, as far as arms or anything else, no. This is simply a bust to give it that space. Let's take a look inside. If we can get some close up here, you can see all of that metal work, and inside you see the large square that he will drop in. I'm just going to gently drop him in so. And he magnetizes right in, right where you need him to.
Nice.
Yep.
Look at that.
That's something that I'm really happy about. I don't know if you can hear the thunk as the magnet take over, but it's really, really a nice thing to have that, as you're not going, did I get it in the right spot? Did I put it where it's supposed to be? You'll absolutely hear it. Now, once he was inside this Hulkbuster, in the film, you don't really see the Mark 43 too much, but they have done it so you can see him when we look down inside. All right, so you can still see his head. Can you see that, all right?
There it is. Yeah, you can create your own scenes.
Yep, before he plunks in there. Then I lift these up. As I said, we put a little clamp back down like so. Here's that little ball joint I told you about. Truthfully, this is one of those that you're either going to get it on your first try putting this ball joint back in, or you're going to spend a little time. I will tell you, I've spent a little time, but also, well, just now got it right in there. No problem. So don't get too distraught with yourself.
Yeah, don't get frustrated and throw it against the wall.
This is like no other toy we've ever seen. Put those in. I'm going to drop head down, drop neck cowl down. So boom, there we are. Let's do a little head to toe version, looking all the way down. I'm going to spin the figure and talk a little bit more about him. Are there any specific questions? Because I do want to make sure I tell everybody everything, but I know there's just so much to talk about with him.
A lot of people are actually asking about Tread Watch. They want to know, someone asked if you're going to get a forklift in there.
Okay, well, here's something I'm glad that people have talked about that, because we were going to talk about posing. And this is important. If you're going to pose it, I'm going to do some right now. I'm going to lift up underneath. Always have two hands on it. I'm going to move this up out of the way. They suggest... And
try to get 3 to 4 hands on it.
Okay, I'm going to lay him down.
Yeah, put him on put him on like a pillow or something.
I just laid him down there on a pillow, but let's take a look at that tread.
Tread watch.
Oh,
There
yeah.
it is.
The first time I've had to walk around the table for tread watch. Got the large repulsors.
Good. Oh, what a beauty.
So is articulated. All right. So that can move as well. And then these lower parts here can move. Then the back. I'll probably do one from the side to see a little bit better. They've been nice to give you a little bit of a kind of a rubberized here and here for when it's sitting on there. But even in a tread that you're really not going to see to do all of that detail.
Man, Hot Toys nailed it.
They have. This is the most impressive large-scale figure. You and I have been fortunate enough to see the quarter-scale figures, and when you see something like this, and this is 6 scale, but it's bigger than a quarter scale that we've looked at.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Pretty
I
massive.
mean, because we saw the big stuff with the Thanos that we did a few months back, and this thing just, you know, you think when you see the Thanos, you saw the detail and how good that looked, and you're like, wow, you know, like, you almost can't believe how good it would be even bigger. You'd be like, well, that seems like the best they could do at that scale, and then they do this, and you're like, nope, way better.
Yeah.
Like
I want to talk
bigger.
about his leg articulation. Okay, so I talked about the feet. I'm just going to move this a little more.
Real quickly, JJ Joe on YouTube wants to know if the feet light up before we move on.
No, they do not.
Okay, they do not.
Or repulsor, no. Now, here in the hip, and when we do a last look down head to toe, you'll see them a little better. But here, you've got the 2 flaps that we've seen on our other Iron Man figures that will lift to allow us when we move the leg. Again, like I said, this is really a 2-person kind of thing. They are all ratcheted. All right. So
Yeah, you would really hope so.
Forward about 30%. And then the knee is a double jointed one. Boom. Like so. And you're going to see where it reveals more gears underneath. Glad I have extra soft pillow. But let's take a look. You'll see more of the gearing here. You'll see that these will adjust if I'm going to lean my figure forward. Place those downward. Flap here will lift as well. Flatten that out. Okay, giving you just a little bit more. The leg will move back as well. Again, this is the kind of one you pose with a friend or loved one when you have.
Oh.
Now, as far as the feet and leg, they are straight down. They have no movement to the side like that. So don't attempt to do that. Where most of Hulkbuster's life and posability and creation on the part of you as the poser of it is really going to be in arm, head, things like that. The torso does move a little bit from side to side. Now, they've done these in order to really kind of be able to do things like show off that.
Well, the torso moving too. That's the patented Terry Smith dynamic posing style. Which is
he is watching and can see what this thing is like. But you also can swivel. The arm is a 360. All right, that we showed, as well as up here, down in the wrist, also drops down when you move it. It has a little cowl that drops to kind of cover up the pivot point, which is really a neat thing to see.
And as Guy is moving these two, as a reminder, we are giving away $100 in points as a contest on a Gleam contest. And Cassidy, while he's doing that, why doesn't Cassidy drop that link in there? And that is up until midnight tonight.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. As Guy is doing that positioning, why don't we do that? And at some point in time, I still have a code that I'm allowed to drop for everybody.
Yes, you do.
I have not. What's that, Guy?
You lucky guy.
I know. All you have is a amazing toy to play with. But I get a code word to say, and that's just as good.
Exactly.
That being said, I can't accidentally break the code word, so
Yeah, exactly.
there's no pressure for me.
Yeah,
God, that piece is so gorgeous.
Look at just how massive he is. This is, I don't know how far back the camera is at the moment, but I mean, my arm's outstretched.
Yeah, you're not a tiny dude either.
Yeah. What I'm sure a lot of people would like to see is the Jackhammer Arm back on there. Has anybody requested that? Because what I want to say about this is it is obviously one that you can do. I did it separately. I chose to attach the ring arm and then put it on. You could then swap out afterward if you so desire. Okay, you don't have to remove the entire arm because this upper section is the same. Okay, so what I can do, remove that panel. It's going to be a little harder for you to see because I'm going to do this in air, but I'm going to move around to the front. Here is that.
There he is. We got a solid back of Guy shot right there. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, don't apologize. We don't get enough of this.
Her and I are matching in our Sideshow hoodies, which have a bit of that look of Tony Stark, so I kind of dig on that. So if anybody is concerned that, it looks like a little too much, it may seem daunting, but it really isn't. You're gonna, spend time with it and be slow, but you've invested in something this neat. It's not one you're not going to want to spend time with.
Yeah, that's it. Now's the time for all of you to get your screenshots.
So, can everybody see?
Yeah,
that?
we can see all right.
So when I can remove and decide that I want to switch back to the Jackhammer Arm. Okay?
I mean, mostly we see your butt, and I'm going to be honest, I am here for it, guys.
Wow, you have absolutely nothing going on. All right. I'm going to drop this in, replace that metal piece, 2 screws, clamp, and then we're good to go. The Jackhammer Arm to me is my favorite. And then I get 2 more light up points are pretty damn great. I do one thing that's neat about these Iron Man figures is when you get all the lights on them. So, boom. All right. So, yeah, having to walk around the table. I don't get to do that enough. But extension here, extension there, pivot point. Make him all punchy.
Oh, I thought that was a peaceful Iron Man.
So.
Yeah, look at that. I love me the Hulkbuster, man. I thought we saw it for a split second at the end of Iron Man 3 in the hall of when all the armors had the fight, and you saw the blue and silver one. I thought that was like a weird cameo of the Hulkbuster. It was not. They were not ready for it. And then Age of Ultron comes up, and we have this baby show up. Gosh, seeing this come out there, I love this. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Iron Man armor. And so I figure at this point in time, I might as well drop that special secret code. What do you think?
I think you should.
Okay.
I agree.
If you would like 1,000 free entries to the Gleam contest that Cassidy has posted several times, you can use my very special code, and I believe I will make sure that word is going to be Buster. Let's have it be Buster. All caps, one word. Buster, Buster, Buster. There it is. It could be your favorite character from Tiny Toon Adventures. It could be the second half of Hulkbuster. That's a shout out. We like to have a good time around here. But that being said, so make sure you do that. This is again for U.S. residents only. Sorry, international laws. There are giveaway laws that prevent that. So can't blame us for that. Blame the concept of international laws.
Sorry.
International giveaway laws. Yeah, we can't control that. So what do you want from us? We're giving free stuff away. But that being said, so why don't you go for that there? All caps Buster. Last time I'll say it.
All right, I'm going to turn the lights down here a little bit.
Ooh, moonlight.
So you can see just how great it is with the light up features, as well as I'm going to do kind of some beauty passes, I guess we'll call them, over the figure. When you're getting all of that, all of the, the little vents on it.
We do also, before we're done, we have a bunch of requests for Veronica. I just want to point that out.
Oh, excellent. Then
yes.
Yeah,
he's just crazy.
Just a big baby. Look at him. Look at that big baby.
A lot of people have talked about how this is kind of like a baby. They don't have kids, but one person wanted to buy a crib for this.
You could definitely buy this.
Yeah, but it's like a fat baby.
As dependent, but perhaps. Can I hand the camera over to you? And we are going to. I'm going to move him off here, and we're going to put Veronica on the turntable and show her off. I remember.
Don't throw your back out moving that.
Exactly. I remember the tease for the Veronica back at Comic-Con. And she's just really neat to take a look at. Again, just the micro and miniature detail that is in this one here. I'm just going to keep turning it. And if anybody does have questions, shout them out. I'd love to answer, because it's just more time for me to play.
Andrew Fang, a bit earlier, I believe on YouTube, wanted to know, what does the Hulkbuster smell like?
Smells like an investment.
Nice.
This is a combination of both the plastic and die cast. Now, I couldn't tell you percentage-wise or which actual parts are, which to me is an even neater idea that I don't know which parts have been done with metal and which haven't, because they just look so good that you don't have to worry. But it is. This is a neat addition, and
yeah, a perspective Veronica is a great piece to have. Yeah.
And when you see it, I've rewatched the fight a number of times, and when it pans back and you see it, Veronica's kind of floating around there, particularly when the arm gets ripped off, which is kind of a neat one to see here. While I've got the one arm removed, I do want to show a little bit. It's kind of nice to be able to do the close-ups. This one here, okay, these lift up. You can also lift this back portion. This will lift up. You've got in front, it's got two little probes that slide out. A little thing that slides in front. All right. He has this for a split second to try and stop a hit. But again, they're giving you here's every option you could ever want. This is pivoted here, so if you want to do your repulsor hand, you're not limited with that on it.
That's so cool looking.
Here's the gear mechanisms in the joint, and when you move it, you'll see even more. These ones here are jointed. So when I move it, I can put it just where I want it. So that's the thing. This gives the poser so much more to do. So many more things that you can do with the figure. I mean, I can drop this part down, which is showing even more brass in there, and little gear mechanisms.
I'm just pardon the pun. I'm just marveling at this so much. Like, I keep being like, what am I contributing to this episode? It's a lot of me just being like, wow.
Just gushing.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Mhm.
it is
so cool.
It's a beautiful piece. I to be able to get to play with this has really been a high point, because I remember years back, and I said, "Well, it's amazing, but it's never going to really happen." And then, lo and behold, the wait, it was definitely worth the wait. And now having the ability to do the arm. We'll do a few more beauty passes for you to show. I'm going to let camera person decide what is the best way to make it look great.
Well, we just talk about how pretty it is some more.
Yeah.
It is. It's such a pretty piece. I am just in awe of this thing right here. I mean, the Hulkbuster Iron Man 6 scale from Hot Toys. This thing is just amazing.
Now, some lucked out, and they have the Hulkbuster already, but of course that one doesn't have this arm. However, I have something really fun to show as well. We're going to pull the camera back, and that is, boom. The Hulkbuster is also available as an accessory set. And that means if you want your Veronica, you want the Jackhammer Arm, you already have Hulkbuster, now you can have a complete set.
Well, that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. If you didn't have it in its full assortment, now you can have a complete one.
Well, yeah, because that Hulkbuster sold out like super fast, right? The first one.
It was on pre-order for a long period of time. It had sold out, and then was quickly gone. Because this is one of those that's such a unique item, and such a specialty piece that it went pretty darn quick. And now is another chance to have it, but to have an even more advanced version of it. But they've also been kind enough to say, hey, if you have that first one, we're going to give you the opportunity as well. And so this one is also available. I don't know if we have a link ready to go, but this will be packaged the very same way. Okay, it's packaged the very same way. Like the original Hulkbuster packaging that is concave on the two sides, this will come concave on that side. Whereas in my deluxe, the two packaging pieces do lock together and slide over. So let's. I'm going to just open them up again. So Jeff, if this was your home, what pose would you want it all open, showing off?
I would do a pose where you would see the Iron Man inside of the Iron Buster, like or the Hulkbuster, excuse me. So I would do something that looked like he was either just getting in or just getting out.
Yeah, I think to me that's kind of the neat thing to have, is the option to show that God, there's a figure inside a figure, and that's what I think is really, really impressive. So I'm going to spin that around with him revealed out like so. I'll put these two top back on here. Again, what's so amazing is that it is so articulated for something to be this big and to be able to do all the things that it does.
Yeah, that is just impressive. And Guy, thank you so much for
thank you, everybody.
Taking the time and the strength of back and arms to be able to do this. I am so impressed.
This is definitely allowing us. There you go. You can see a lot more of the lights on him.
God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Just to double check, this is 26 pounds, right?
26. Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, he is 26 pounds when I weighed him out.
Oof.
Just about 25, 26.
It's a big baby. Put him in a little stroller. Take him for a walk outside.
Yeah, exactly. I did a little of that with him. He is crazy impressive to see the ability to do all that he does in a scale like this is pretty crazy. I'm liking to show off all of that. I did want to show all of those repulsors in the back, little jets, and the ones off the back and then off the front. Crazy. Any other questions?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I mean, we've had a lot throughout the show, but a lot of people now are just really, happy that they got to see this.
Yeah, me too.
It's a beauty. He is, and thanks a lot for to Sideshow and for Hot Toys for letting me have a lot of hours of play with this guy.
And thank you. And let's talk. Thank everybody for watching as well, because you've been a great audience, very interactive. I love when this happens. Not a lot of gaps. Cassidy had a lot to say on behalf of all of you, so we really appreciate that. Now, don't forget, for those of you that are looking to win that $100 credit, don't forget to head to that Gleam link to enter, and I believe it's side.show/unsealed giveaway, and you can use the code that I gave, that I'm not going to say again, for 1,000 entries before midnight tonight. And again, that is for USA only. Remember, this $100 credit is not just towards this piece. If you wanted a different piece, there's something else you wanted to go for, this just goes into your Sideshow account. So that is something really cool. Now, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have Get Super with my man Joshy G, which is our super accessible live stream workout with a giveaway of its own. And the special guest, and I can't believe, I mean, I know he could get it because Joshy G is amazing. Special guest for the show tomorrow, the WWE's The Man herself, Becky Lynch, is going to be on the show. With Joshy G doing this at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have Get Super with my man, Joshy G. It's a great workout. It's really great to sort of get out of the doldrums of quarantine and get active. So that's great. Thank you to Guy Klender. Thank you, Cassidy. And thank you to everybody watching. We appreciate everything, and we are going live every day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all so much. And don't forget to let your geek side show and your stay inside show. Thank you so much. Bye.